let's move on. We do have to look at everyone else's draft picks. And then 8 games back in the division, we have a decision to make on the structure of our roster moving forward. But, oh, William Quo. They did, Charlie. They did. Again, after the Scott Duff debacle, who, again, we were told this guy, 100% scouted. This dude's a generational talent. And our old scouting department fucked up bad. But last year, our scouting department, our new scouting department, found us Nicholas Levitt, 23rd overall. And this year, 5th overall, the second baseman, William Quo. Those scouts might have done us a favor, man. The Duff debacle led us to 2 outrageous players. Let's go look elsewhere. The New York Yankees. Nate Miller is okay, but see potential. And Randy Rosado is also pretty solid. So 2 decent players for the Yankees. Nothing else. Rod Fierro's a 75, but he's a D potential. His overall is going to plummet and fast. Granted, it doesn't take a genius. No, it wasn't a matter of like, haha, we're a genius to take him. It's more of, haha, everyone else fucked up and didn't take him. Tampa Bay gets Howie Wilder. He's solid. Very, very solid. And nothing else in terms of B's, only C's. Toronto took Jacob Lamar. Very good pick. Very, very good pick. And he was their only B potential guy. They also got Mariano Pena. And chat, I'm sorry, but I made the right choice to not take him. He's fine, but that's it. White Sox, Sam Vaughn. Decent pick. Johnny Warner, very good pick. Jeff Castro, okay pick. Low overall. They also got Carlo Cruz, who is an 82 B potential. Decent draft for Chicago. Doesn't compare to ours, but a decent draft for the White Sox. Cleveland. Sammy Hernandez. Holy, that is one hell of a pick. Not as good as ours. That's a very good pick for Cleveland. They've won 2 World Series in this run. I think they'll be back sooner rather than later. They also get Dwayne Schultz. Very good pick. I mean, 66 to 22 isn't amazing. They also got Tom Katimer, project second baseman. Russell Bunning, project reliever. 52 at 20 is a bit rough. Very good draft for Cleveland. Very, very good draft. Detroit, Kenneth Rahab is okay because he's a C potential. Age and overall are good. Zeke Cisneros, not bad. Lower overall, but he's 18. And that's it for their B potentials. So, not a brutal draft. Shout out to Leo. Kansas. Kansas City. One of the 4 teams that chose before us, and they took starting pitcher Robert Baisley. And he's not bad, but he's not a generational talent. Amazing. They did get closer Stefan Ruiz, though, and that makes up for it. So if you flipped Baisley and Feliz, it's not that bad, but then you think about who they didn't take to take Baisley. But 2 very solid picks. Without the, without knowing that they had a top 4 pick and who we got because they didn't, go the direction they should have. Chris Hernandez, also not bad. 18 and a 58 B potential. Very, very good for them. I mean, with one obvious exception. Minnesota. You got a catcher named Cannon, and his arm rating is a 45. Rough scene for the Minnesota Twins. Rough scene for Houston. Their best player, Samuel Torres. He is very solid, though, as a project starting pitcher. Minnesota might have signed their scouts, yeah. From there, I mean, no B's or higher. Angels. Montano, Vinny Mesa, not a bad project. David Rivera, not a bad project. That's about it for the Angels. Oakland, with the second overall pick, took Eric Lesniewski. Oof. I mean, again, 18-16 at B isn't bad, but holy shit, you could have had a generational second baseman. They also took Giuseppe Medina, who wasn't that good. I was considering taking this guy 5th. So, yeah. Damn. That's all they got to. They did actually get Thomas Hart, but he's a 49, but he's 18, so. Rough scenes for Oakland. Woo! Woo! Seattle. Not looking good. I mean, Beasley's an okay third baseman. He's okay, but he's a C. And Ernest Connolly is okay, but he's a 51. Rough draft for Seattle, which is great. We're rooting for fellow AL teams to have bad drafts. Texas. Jose Ojeda is fine, but a C potential. Same for Alex Gomez. McCollum's pretty low overall for his age. Not great for Texas. Atlanta. Oof. I mean, again, some younger C potential players. Luis Vega. I mean, again, just really low overalls, but at least they're younger players. But yeah, not great. Not great for Atlanta. Miami. Chat. We got something to talk about here. All right. So obviously it starts off a bit weak. They get a project first baseman in Richie McGinnis. 18-year-old, 51 overall, Bobby Pack, who you guys were counting and saying, hey, draft Bobby Pack. Yeah, we probably should have. We probably should have. I believe he was gone, or we took a different third baseman. But 96 potential for the project, Bobby Park. Very good late pick for the Marlins, and they needed it because the rest of their draft outside of Richie McGinnis was pretty mid. The New York Mets took Gary Yokoyama. Not bad. Overall's a little bit low, but not bad. Reeves is okay for a C potential, and they got Christopher Farron, who's okay for a B potential, 18-year-old. Nothing else really there. This guy is a 75, but he's a D potential, so you're going to fall off a cliff. Philadelphia. Emphasis on the L. Fia. Say hello to their best player in this draft, Nolan Castillo. No B potentials for Philadelphia. Washington, who took Leon Adams in the first round. Not bad for a C potential, but yikes. They also picked up Dale Torrero, who's not bad for a 19-year-old. The overall is a bit lower. Amos McWilliams, good potential. Overall is a bit low for his age. Edward Kaufman, not bad. Lower overall, but at least he's younger, and indeed it was all pitching for them. So, interesting draft for the Nationals. Torrero does have 99 velocity, yeah. Cubbies take Stephen Koo at second base. Not bad. 62 at 18 B potential. The big news for them is their next pick, right fielder Kenny Jack. 19 years old, 54 overall, but 96 potential. He is never gonna. He is literally Jason Hayward. It's Jason Hayward reincarnate. He'll be a good fielder. He's got some decent speed. He ain't hitting shit. Interesting. Interesting. They also got a decent C potential guy. I mean, lower overall. Same for Guerra. And then Mark Belanger. It's Belanger if he's French, but we like to call him Belanger. 43 overall at 19 is pretty rough. So can't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Fair. Cincinnati, with the #1 overall pick, took Darren Fortune, who's not bad, but should not have been #1. I would have been happy to get this guy 5th. Instead, they took him 1st overall, and we got William Quo 5th overall. We got handed a gift by this game, man. An absolute gift. Oh my God. Did this game just say, here you go. And we gladly accept that gift. Goodness gracious. All right. They also took a near F potential player in the either compensation rounds or second round. Valdez is good, but C potential. The Reds already do have a good second baseman, but still, like again, it's. I said it during the draft. It's reasonable that they took a pitcher instead. It just didn't work out. It's the biggest gift you've got in this draft for franchise. Oh, franchise player second overall. Nothing ever tops Freddie McDonough. Ramon Samuel, not a bad pick, and they got nothing else from there. Even this guy, I mean, is a D potential. Milwaukee, Robert Donahue. You know, overall's maybe a little bit lower than you'd prefer. Shout out to Big Bo. What's going on? Good to see you. Welcome in. You know, bit low of an overall for a 20-year-old, but he'll make the majors for sure. Wilkins, not bad for a C potential player at a 67. Olsen, not bad for a B project pitcher. Another high-rated D potential guy, though. Shout out to FJ, 20 months. Robbie Ray gives me anxiety. You got a whole season of him to look forward to, though. A whole season. So Danger, if you look here, it goes through. So 90 plus is an A, 80 to 89 is a B. You can figure out what C, D happen to be from there. So yeah, shout out to Britt Olsen, like I said, who's okay. They got nothing else really. Pittsburgh. Oof. Noah Winkler in the first round. Not bad for a C potential, but woof. Percy Cortez, not bad for a B potential prospect. Kurt's not bad for a C potential. And Jamie Leggett, not bad for a C potential reliever taken late. St. Louis, Richie Hearn. He was the kind of enigmatic starting pitcher, the 23-year-old. But he's good. He's good. That turned out to be a good pick there for the Cardinals to risk it for the older guy. 23 years old, 71 overall, 91 potential. So an interesting player there. They also, by the way, shout out to us not taking Frank Armas. I took the right reliever. Thank you. Didn't take the right third baseman, though. Martin Osborne, not bad for a C potential guy. They also got Bill Castellano, who is fast, but 23 and a 55 is rough. Arizona, Kyle Tyner. It's kind of okay for a C potential guy. Him being a first rounder is brutal. Damian Ledijak. I'm going to go with Ledijak. Donovan Dijakovic. He's okay for a B potential guy. They did get Ellis Betts, and I wanted him in the second round, but they took him in the competitive balance rounds. Very good pick there, Ellis Betts. Honestly, consider taking him 5th overall. If our top 2 picks were off the board, I would not trade. And then really late in the draft, Robert Rock. B potential, 88. 49 overall at 18 years old, so not too bad for a late pick. That is the biggest miss of all time. That is the biggest miss of all time. For those that missed it, this guy went 4th overall. He was projected to go in the 40s. Colorado with one of the biggest misses in any entry draft's history. Oh my God. I can't believe how bad of a miss that is. 4th overall. With the #1 projected pick right there, and they didn't take him. Your scouts ranked bets ahead of MLB rankings, so they got that right. Dude, these new scouts have been great. They've been great. I don't know if just the combination of the numbers are a little bit better or what, but they've been great. They also got decent reliever C potential, solid starter for a C potential. They do get Garrett Ramos, who was better than who they took 4th overall. Holy hell. And they got him in the 4th round. Cy Dowdy. One of the biggest misses of all time. The Dodgers picked up Miles Oliveros. Very good. 1856 A potential. From there, decency potential. Ryder's a bit too weak, and Cecil Reyna's too old. So basically, Oliveros was their draft. San Diego get Sammy Coley. Young first baseman, 57 overall, and they also get young shortstop, 54 overall, Bob Conklin. Good job, San Diego. Very good job with Coley and Conklin. From there, they missed on every other pick. And again, Simon's a D potential, but those top 2, very, very good for San Diego. Taking a D-level prospect that looks like an actual GOAT rather than a possible GOAT at second base is absurd. I love this system, man. I do. Some people be like, that would never happen. No, it does happen, especially in baseball. NHL, please, this, within reason, as long as it's based on scouting departments and how good your scouts are, please, God, take this system. I'm begging you. It would have to be modified and tweaked a little bit to work for hockey. It can't be a direct 1-to-1. But still, there's a way to replicate this in the NHL, given the fact that 2015 Boston Bruins happened. Right? If Zach Senyshyn can be the 15th overall pick, you can't tell me that a slightly modified version of this system wouldn't work in the NHL. It would. The Giants, with nobody, super low C potential overall. Newcomb's, he's their best guy. So, and then Baltimore. So Julian Acevedo is fine, but he's a C potential. Fernandez is very solid and was almost an A. And then Willie Zepeda, very, very good. So another good draft in terms of pitchers for Baltimore. But nothing can compare to us getting the best player in this draft, 5th overall. Oh my God. It just puts it into that much better of a perspective for us once you see how badly other teams screwed up. But with that, let's just sit here for another hour and look at him. Let's just look at him. This is the stream for the rest of the night now. We do need to take a look at our roster. And whether or not we have confidence that we could make something happen. You know, do we think we could out-tank somebody else? We're going to get Eric Blank back in AAA. Now that injury's been sorted. Let's send Stephen Kim down so he can be the AA starter. And sorry to Mr. Kincaid. I know you're doing very well in double. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's send down Ono. We'll wait to get through the trade deadline and see where we are at that stage. But there are definitely some players. There are definitely some players that I am intrigued by if we were to call them up. Tell me you're avoiding. Oh, I'm not avoiding Road to the Show, baby. I'm going to light things up tonight. Just you wait. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We do need to get Hubie back to the majors. From there, we'll leave everything else the same for now. Let's get... Well, then again, we are actually past the trade deadline. I forgot about that. We'll give the team a little bit. But come September, if we're still bad, as Chicago, weird series. Maybe we should look at pitchers then. If we are still bad, and unfortunately a lot of our younger pitchers are really kind of shitting the bed. Let's start off with starters and say we're going to carry 6. Rodriguez is fine. Bob Asensio. I don't know if Bob's ready. Bob, you haven't been bad. You're not going to win Rookie of the Year. Let's use one of your options. We'll call up Kai Bush. Get him back to the major leagues. Hubbard's definitely going down. We'll bump up Medina. Huff is definitely going down. And honestly, that was perhaps our biggest issue, was the trust we put in the younger players. We're going to send down Jimmy Denton as well. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll have a 6th reliever. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Double A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with Priest because of the other injuries. So let's see here. In terms of relievers, Lawrence has actually been pretty good. Cody Whitley, borderline. Durbin Feltman's got to go. Salgado's got to go. And he was a Rule 5 claim. Fuck him. He's been terrible. Durbin Feltman, if you get claimed on waivers, so be it. We could call up Graceffo. I think we'll call up Graceffo. Let's leave Doug Brown in AAA for the rest of the season. He'll be here next year. Rosales has been pitching in AA. Let's go with Graceffo because we know he's already on the roster. I'm actually not sure why we're down to 23 people. But let's see if I can move forward. Oh, shit, I didn't even notice that the Sea Dogs had too many players. Back to the AA roster. Let's send down Buddy Snowden. Lee Kincaid's been doing well. We'll send down Benitez. And Jason Maloney. Can we turn this season around? Oh, my God. Can we turn this season around? Is the question. We'll put Patrick Kane down to single A. Are we good now? Yes, we are. 2 out of 3 against Milwaukee. 2 out of 3 against the Twins. 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. 8 games back in the division. 5 back of the wild card. We're definitely too good to try and tank it. We just have to see if we can make it. And if we can't, then obviously we'll let go of certain players. But let's find out for sure here. 3 games against Texas, we win 2 out of 3. 3 games against the Giants, we get swept. And we lose the series 2 out of 3 to Baltimore. Beat Washington twice. And Minnesota, entering September, we beat them in those first 2 games. 7 games back of the division. Currently in a tie for the last wild card spot. We got to go for it. We got to go for it. We'll stick with Ronaldo Hernandez as our second choice catcher. Simply because Herrera's doing all right and Blank's not doing so hot in AAA right now. But that's still looking okay. Casas goes nowhere. Johnny McMahon. 60 at-bats. He's been all right. I got to be honest, we're going to give the chance to Bill Patel. So let's send Johnny down. We'll give Bill Patel the chance to make a bit of an impact here down the stretch this season. Let's get Buddy Snowden back on that AA roster. Michael Busch is out for the rest of the regular season. I want to leave Sam Torrero as the AAA starter, so Emmanuel Valdez. We're going to bump you up to the majors. Hamilton will be behind Torrero. We'll have Cowan behind Baez and double. Cowan's somehow listed as the top prospect, even though he's terrible. Third base, we don't really have a second choice option now, do we? Let's go with Chen and Middleton in AAA. We'll go Logan and Maloney in double. Gonzalez in single. Shortstop. Pretty straightforward there as well. Outfield, Kevin Simmons is going to get the call up. He is. Levitt's not there yet. That way we have 5 outfielders. Again, we don't have a proper center fielder right now. Let's double check. This will be a little bit tedious. Honestly, it's going to be anybody over a 70. So Scrugg is going back down to double. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you are under a 60, 2, 3, 4, 58. Let's call Acevedo back up. So again, hate to reset all of this, but again, we did make a lot of trades. It was kind of necessary. And Medina hasn't been so hot in the majors. Pepio has... We did fix this up, and I got to be honest, I'm good with the pitching. But we do still need to call up more people now in general. I mean, Asensio and Hubbard have both been good since getting dropped. They've been very good, so we're going to move Bob Asensio and Antoine Hubbard back to the majors. Honestly, for the hell of it, I know I just moved him down, but we'll call up Johnny McMahon. I'm kind of afraid to call up Phil Kemp. Let's just randomly call up, like, Jimmy Prado. I do not have space on the 40-man. Of course I don't. Of course I don't. Who can we get rid of? Yeah, sorry to John Schreiber, but it's just not... It's not going to work out for you, buddy. Let's go for one Jimmy Prado. From there, if you were in single A, congratulations. You're going to be in triple A now because I'm lazy. So, congratulations, boys. Here you go. Trade Casas. I plan on keeping him. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know if McMahon or Patel are good enough. And Costas, his deal is up anyway. So, Costas more than likely stays. I mean, the guy's batting over 300 this season. He's great defensively. He's having his best season at the plate. I doubt he goes anyway. All right, let's see. Can we complete that sweep? Shit, didn't notice the Sea Dogs. Really? The Sea Dogs have too many players? It doesn't say that. Oh, then Mr. Snowden. Because the guy's coming back from injury. Send down this guy. I don't care. There we go. We should be fine. We do complete the sweep against Minnesota. 3 games against the worst team in the division, the Blue Jays. The problem is they're only 3 games behind us. This division sucks. But we do sweep the Blue Jays. We're now 11 games back of the Rays. We are only 5.5. 4 games against Devers and the Angels, and we get swept. Knocked right back down to reality. 6 games back of the Rays, and a half a game back of the wild card because the Yankees have a game at hand. We do bounce back and sweep Detroit. This team is so inconsistent, my God. Now 6 games back of the Rays, and in sole possession of the 3rd wild card spot. It's pretty much us and Baltimore battling for that 2nd wild card spot as Houston's a bit too far ahead. 4 games against Tampa. We win 3 out of 4. And we're just 4 games back of the Rays. And tied Not tied, excuse me. We are in sole possession of third place. I keep forgetting about that new wild card. 3 games against Texas. We win the series 2 out of 3. 3.5 back of the Rays. 3 games up on the Angels for that last wild card spot. We might actually make this comeback and make the playoffs. Paw Sox, not the Paw Sox, the Woo Sox. Apparently the Paws Sox is the, I don't fucking know. Sea Dogs make the playoffs again, though. But we lose that series to the Yankees. The Orioles have tied the Rays. Wild card's close. 2 games against Toronto. We got to fix that Sea Dogs roster really quickly. Send Snowden down. Sea Dogs have too many pitchers on their roster. Come on back, Buddy Snowden. Pedro Mitra, have fun in single A. We split against Toronto. We have 3 games against the Yankees. We cannot win the division. We're out. Oh my God, so close yet so far. Apparently, we're not officially eliminated yet. Is there a 4th wildcard spot? What? I think it's because all 3 of them are tied with the same record. But yeah, we're pretty much not going to make it. Lost to the Yankees. That should pretty much do it. Or we can be 1 game up on the Angels. I don't understand what the hell just happened. Oh, the division lead. That's right. It was the division leader. That just helped us a lot. Can we win this game? No, we can't. We just blew it. If we win our final game of the season and finish with a 500 record, we make the playoffs. If we lose to the Yankees, we could still make it, but the Angels could take it. Antoine Hubbard projected to start this game. I don't know if he will. At Yankee Stadium, it's got to be Roger. I think we can afford to sacrifice Roger starting game 1 of the playoffs to make sure we actually make the playoffs. We got to give it to our ace. We have to. Roger Rodriguez on the mound against Alfonso Rodriguez. There is the lineup. I'm good with it. Win, and we are in. As Casas brings home due with our second double of the inning. We're up 1-0 early. 2-run shot from Thomas. And the Yankees go up by 1. Not a great start. 1-2-3 inning. 1-2-3 inning. So we are struggling. Another man. Who the fuck is this Thomas guy? My God. Sack bunt. They can't bring him home. Casas walks. McDonald pops up. York strikes out. Chen grounds out. Solo shot, Seiya Suzuki. And at this point, we might have to start hoping that the Angels lose. Down 3-1 through 4. Roger, we're going to save you. We're going to save you at this point. We're going to go with Hench. Sam, what do you got for us? We've only made the playoffs once, and we got swept by Tampa in the wild card at home. Solid pitching, but our bats need to wake up. And they still can't. Leadoff double. 3-run shot from Cabrera. And it is official. It's time to start hoping that the Angels lost. A double for DeLauder. And nobody can bring him home. RBI double. 7-1 entering the ninth. And the Yankees win it in convincing fashion. 7-1. The Sea Dogs move on. And by a miracle, the Angels lose. And we do somehow, some way make up all of that ground to be the team that earns a wild card position and the rights to get absolutely dunked on by the Detroit Tigers. But we are back in the playoffs with an under 500 record. Rays, Orioles, Red Sox out of the AL East. Shout out to Sir Fontaine for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome in. We got the Tigers from the Central. They were the only ones. I said the Guardians are back, but apparently not. Good Lord. And out of the AL West, it is Mariners and Astros. There wasn't a single non-wildcard team to have over 80 wins. We lost 4 in a row at the end of the season and still managed to win that last spot. That's insane. Out of the NL East, you had the Mets make it. They were the only ones. I mean, look at that. Marlins, Braves didn't make the playoffs. They certainly would have in the AL. Cubs and Cardinals make it. The Brewers also would have made the playoffs if they were in the American League. And in the West, the Giants, Dodgers, and Padres, the fucking California teams, man. They've spent so much money in free agency. It's nuts. And the Phillies, 57 wins, I believe. Yeah, it is by far the worst. By far the worst. Statistically, for our team, we'll start off with catchers. Ivan Herrera is just okay. And again, his contract's up at the end of the year. I don't know if I want to pay 8, 9, 10 million for just okay. I don't think I do, especially when, who knows, he might regress early. And then Ronaldo, we know he's bad at the plate. We know he is. He's just a backup defense first catcher. Again, when we have Eric Blank ready to go, just about, Stephen Kim in the system, I don't think we bring Herrera back unless he steals the show in the playoffs. First base-wise, Tristan Casas, a 100 RBI season. Phenomenal. McMahon and Patel, I mean, Patel didn't get too many chances, but I don't know. I mean, McMahon's up to an 80. Probably will end up being our first choice backup first baseman next year. But yeah, Tristan Casas is about to get paid, and I'm more than happy to pay him. More than happy. Michael Busch, still a week or two out. He will likely miss this round of the playoffs. He and Nick York aren't all that different, really, in terms of what they can do at the plate and defensively. So it's fine. Again, the good thing is we're not paying Busch like anything. But you could argue, like, oh, is that really the best way to go? David Chen, we gave you the opportunity at third base. You didn't take it. You didn't take it, buddy. One of our bigger draft misses. And again, last year he looked awesome. This year he couldn't do it. Marcelo Meyer in left field, 26 home runs, 832 OPS. That's a career high in home runs. That's a career high in OPS. Of course, in a contract year, just like Casas, we're about to start handing out some big money contracts. In left, Miguel Dew, 18 home runs. He was okay. Kevin Simmons wasn't ready for prime time in the at-bats that he got, but And he's actually back down to a B potential. So, but yeah, Miguel, I still like him. I mean, especially with 2 arbitration years moving forward, I do still like him. Ha, pun intended. Even though he's regressing as a depth outfielder. And then in right, Blay, DeLauder, and Hubert McDonald. Hubert's up to an 83. None of them were good at the plate this year. Blay was passable. I don't know what we're doing with Chase DeLauder. I don't think we're bringing him back. Not that we have Hubert now. I mean, again, it's like, well, with DeLauder, at least you get the good fielding if they're going to be bad at the plate. But, I mean, we can just keep Miguel Blay for cheaper if we decide we need defense more than Hubert. I don't think we're going to keep DeLauder. And then pitcher-wise, for the starters, there was a lot of turnover for these starters. I'll remove myself there from the screen. But, yeah, Roger Rodriguez, easily our best. From there, it's pretty bad. We went with a lot of younger guys. We brought in some veterans. And it simply didn't matter. Yeah, not even FIP, which is fielding independent pitching for those who do not know. Which does, kind of essentially removes the idea of like, hey, well, how much did your defense screw you over? No, outside of Rodriguez, like, no one was screwed over by bad defense. They were just... So, for relievers, honestly, the bullpen looked pretty good. The bullpen, looked pretty good. At least for who we had there. I mean, Jimenez was phenomenal. And then for the closers, high ratings-ish, but what do we have?
Oh, good for you!
Not great. Shout out to Matt, who plays sax. Do you, though? Do you? I wish... I wish I paid more attention. I don't think the fiance has a saxophone player that she teaches. Otherwise, I could be like, prove it. Let me ask you this question. But I can't. If you played like clarinet or something, or trumpet, then I could quiz you. Kind of. Not really. So heading into this, it is Houston and Baltimore. We take on Detroit, Seattle, and Tampa. Wait, on the other side, it's the Dodgers, Padres, Cubs, and Cardinals. The defending champions, Cubs in the wild card with the Mets. Aaron Judge in the Mets, and the San Francisco Giants awaiting. We're back in the playoffs for the second time in 3 seasons. And the big question, will we win a game this time? I doubt it.